Hockey Fan Report. Man, I'm just messing up left, right, and center. Welcome to the Hockey Fan Report. We've got a lot of news to talk about today, and I'm not going to be alone. Ashley should be along very shortly, but I am joined by two very special guests. My first special guest is from Coast to Coast Hockey. He is a big Vancouver's Canucks fan. He could talk a little bit about the Olympics, about what happened with the NHL, and most importantly, Bruce, there it is. Bruce, there it is. You know, it reminds me of that new commercial, Scoop, there it is. Rocky, vanilla chocolate chip, Rocky Road, Scoop, there it is. That's right. This is joining me, Kevin Hernandez. Kevin, how are you doing today, buddy?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, bud.
I can barely hear you.
Okay, let me try to turn me up.
Your mic is being weird.
Say again?
Your mic is being weird. I can barely hear. It's really deep.
Yeah, we can hear you really well, man. And if I turn me up anymore, it's going to blow somebody's ears out. You might want to log back out and come back in there, Kevin. Because we had you better before, right? Oh, Kevin.
Hello?
Hey, yeah, can you hear us now, Kevin? Kevin, can you hear us?
Okay, yes, I can hear you, but it's really, I can't hear you. I can barely hear you.
Can't hear me?
Your mic's off anymore.
Yeah, but we'll try and figure this out. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness! If it wasn't for technical difficulties, there wouldn't be the Hockey Fan Report. This is Kevin's first time in a chat room or in a group, so we'll just deal with it. My other guest coming today is someone who we know and love from Gametime. This is Miss Anna Koo. Hi, Anna. How are you today?
Good. Thanks for the introduction.
Oh, no problem. They always got to have a good introduction on the fan report, right?
Right.
Well, I'm going to try if I can get Kevin.
Yeah, the back of my room. You guys like.
You're good.
Try to do this.
All right. Let's see if.
That's where I am, right?
Yep. Anna's in Hawaii right now,
yep.
and
I am right there. It says you are here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Unfortunately, I apologize that I haven't had a chance to see you while you're here, Anna. Hopefully in the next day or so we can get together and I can show you some quick sites. But welcome to Hawaii.
Oh, thank you.
Right. I'm waiting for Kevin to get back in. We'll talk about this first. So today, and I know Ashley's on her way. My GERD went to her stomach, so she's dealing with that real quick. She'll be back here in a second. Today, we've got a couple of news things from the NHL today and yesterday. Hold on. Let's see if we got Kevin back. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Oh, there's Slapshot. Hey, Slapshot.
Hey.
Hey, Ashley.
Anna.
We got Anna here today. There's Kevin.
Right
I think
there.
I got him.
Like it says you are here. Yeah, right there.
Hey, Kevin, can you hear us now?
Yes. How's it going?
Okay, no problem. Hey, Kevin, welcome so much, man.
Thank you.
Kevin works with Coast to Coast Hockey, who we now have a affiliation with, and Kevin, we're in a pretty raunchish chat on Facebook, and Kevin gets it a lot. Now, Kevin is a big Canucks fan, right, Kev?
Yep.
Right? Now, before the Boudreau injury, Kevin was going off left, right, and center every day about the Canucks. Am I correct, Kevin?
Yes, you're completely right.
Okay, so all of a sudden, their coach gets fired, and I'm sorry, I'm blanking out. Who was the coach they had that they fired, Kevin?
Travis Green.
Team was just in disarray. They fired Travis Green, and again, talent-wise, I didn't think they had a team to be anybody, right? They just didn't seem to be playing together. But Bruce comes in, And oh my goodness, talk about the 90s. Bruce, there it is. Bruce, there it is. And I mean, that's become something. Have they won 6 in a row now?
Yes, they have.
Can you? I mean, this is a team who couldn't find, X on a shirt that said it's here, and yet now they got 6 wins. I mean, what's going on in there in Vancouver? What's the Boudreau effect, Kevin?
It's the team reset. Players believe them. They want to score goals. They want to play for them. Forechecking has been game changer. Moving the puck, defense, goalie. It's the whole 9 yards. It's amazing. Complete day and night difference.
Yeah, when you see a coach change, usually you don't see it be like I don't think he won his first game, right? He lost 2 of them first. Is that correct?
No, he won all 6.
Oh, he's won all 6. Can you believe that? I mean, he's just moving along. You don't really see that big of a turnaround with a coaching change, correct?
Correct. It's very, very, it's very tough to make that transition from a new team, new players, but Bruce has really changed it really quick. That's incredible. Yeah,
especially since Bruce went to, he was at the NHL Network. He wasn't coaching somewhere else.
That's true.
He's been out of coaching for 2 years now.
Yep.
And he comes back in. Now, I got to ask about the Bruce, there it is. I think it's cool. I like it. Apparently he doesn't like it.
That's true.
What is it about that's getting the crowd fired up? And do you think it's firing the players up also?
It is firing the players. It's also firing the whole fan base, just because the whole culture of Vancouver, they want to win. It's been almost 8 years since they lost the Stanley Cup final, so they want to make a complete change with a new regime, new head coach, new GM, new president. It's going to be a complete forward from Travis Green's regime and also Jim Benning, which he messed up on those contracts. If you look back in his history, with huge signing of Eric Lugerson, complete day and night difference from the team.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. Apparently, I got a hashtag typo wrong. I'm good at that. If it wasn't for technical difficulties, it wouldn't be the fan report. We can always say that. One of the other things that I wanted to ask you about with Vancouver. So Vancouver's one of those organizations that in the last 4 or 5 years just seems like they're hanging there. Yet a couple of years ago in the bubble, they came out and they really showed St. Louis what they had, but haven't shown anything since then. Mm-hmm. Who's the true Vancouver? Is it the one that beat St. Louis in the first round of the bubble playoffs? Or is it the team that was losing? Or is it the team that's now with Bruce?
That's a good question. I believe this is a team from the Canucks beat your team back in the bubble. They have the chemistry now under Captain Bo Horvat, JT Miller, Demko, Elias Pettersson, and a couple of new additions of the team. So it's still there, that chemistry. So I still believe it. They still have that chemistry that can go further this year, maybe in the playoffs, but who knows what will happen with the playoffs, especially with the whole COVID.
Yeah, so the NHL, and we'll talk about this here in a second, kind of went on a pause. Actually, it's kind of funny. So everybody else has their games canceled except Tampa at Vegas. Tampa said nope, and not only that, their head coach got COVID today, and they're like, nope, we're going to Vegas. We're going to Vegas. You ain't stopping that. We're going to Vegas. So that game, as of now, is still on. So the Pacific Division. Now, I'm going to kind of let Shot get into this because she's becoming a big fan of learning other divisions. Mm-hmm. And the Pacific Division, you and me have talked about this in the past. Seems like it's a weak division. What would be your question from a Pacific standpoint to Kevin?
How would you rate your style of play versus like the grind of the Central or the fast pace of the East?
Oh, to me, like the differences where you're talking about versus the Central and the East. Well, if you look at the Central, the Wild is in the Central, correct? This time. The Wild.
Say again, yeah, the Wild are in the Central.
Yeah, I can tell the difference from their pace versus the Pacific. Obviously, the Pacific, you got Seattle going in there now. You got LA, San Jose. They're more the weaker teams. If you go Central, right, obviously Minnesota Wild is a huge cup contender with their chemistry. They got huge talent front. Strong defense core. If you look at the East, it's the same thing with more speed. The Canucks haven't played against the Panthers yet. They haven't played against, the really good teams in the East yet. They have, but not everyone yet. So I'm going to see how they will play against a Wild again under Bruce team, Wild, Blues, Stars. I'm going to see them play against them again. Vegas. And I want to see Florida, Tampa Bay in the East. To see how they can play against under Bruce's regime. Because I think they can compete against those guys under Bruce. They couldn't play against Jim. His name Travis.
Where do you see right now? I know it's early, and then we have COVID and the Olympic break being canceled and that. Where do you see Vancouver finishing in this division?
If they play well this year and they can make it in, I see them as a wild card team at best. Wild card. Top 5.
Yeah, well, I could see them hitting 4th in that division, right? But I don't think that they'll get the wild card, and not to be the negative Nilly or the negative Nancy here. The Central is just so tough.
It is
right.
Tough. You got the Blues are tough crowd.
Right. You look at the top. I'm looking at the top 6 teams in the Central having more points than the number 4 team in the Pacific, to be honest with you. Yeah. Right? Sure. And not only that, the only thing that I think bodes very well for Pacific Division is Edmonton is slipping right now.
It is.
Right? And Vancouver could sneak up into that spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right? But the Central Division, you look at the Central, and I can sit there. Let's just go through the teams real quick. Minnesota, St. Louis, Nashville, Colorado, Dallas, and Winnipeg. That's 6 teams of the 8. Right now, I could see any 6 of those getting in the playoffs. Right? Goalie mask guy. Hey, bud, how you doing? Welcome, man. This is the guy. At the intro, I showed all those goalie masks. Right? He's the guy that made them all. Right, so if you ever need a goalie mask made, you got to get a hold of Goalie Mask Guy. You can see he's got his own group on Facebook. You can also connect him directly on Facebook, or always ask me. I'll tell you how to get him. He'll give you a good deal. He's a great guy. He's been working with us. He did that Stanowski mask that I'm trying to get signed by Ed. Unfortunately, with the travel restrictions right now, it actually refers to packages too. I've had my package sent back to me twice now. So. Yeah, it's just one of those things. The other thing that I want to talk to you about a little bit, Chris, or Kevin, is the Olympic break, right?
Yeah.
Now, with the Olympics breaking, and what is your feeling on this? Do you feel that the players should go, shouldn't go? Where are you at on that?
I believe they should go in. National pride, legacy. From the past, like 2002, 96. 96 was World Cup. I'm talking about 02, 06. It's more like a legacy pride. If they don't want to do it, I get it because of COVID and the schedule, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold mine. I want to ask everybody about this real quick, and we're gonna talk about this for a few minutes. Anna, what do you think about the news that came out today that the NHL is not going to let players go to the Olympics and they're going to try and play the makeup games? What do you think about this?
Well, I don't think that there should be makeup games unless it's absolutely necessary. But I do understand why they're doing it. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Okay, sorry. I was looking at another screen. I'm watching.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Right now.
Yeah.
I do think Edmonton needs to find their identity.
Oh, that's an absolute true statement there. Where are you at? Where are you at with this, Ashley?
I mean, honestly, I can see why they would do this, especially with the holidays right around the corner. They want to give everybody time to be with their families and recover if they have it. And I mean, it it's not great for fans that have already bought tickets or flown in from a different city to try to go to games and find out 6 hours before the game it's canceled. But I can understand where the NHL is coming from, and they will probably reschedule these games in that window for the Olympics since they're not going there.
Yeah.
From what it sounds like, there was really only 5 teams that couldn't do anything in that window, and they can just play their games in another city if it had to be.
In the aways. Yeah, I was looking at that too. I think that they're going to be able to work things around and get some schedules. One of the things that they've also looked about is taking games that are further in the schedule and pulling them up.
Can I add
Right.
something to what Ashley said? It's also unfair if any media is going to travel, especially stateside,
Right?
or
Well,
any Western country.
yeah, well, one of the things with this Olympic thing, first of all, I understand it, right? I mean, I'm an '80s kid. I'm old enough that the '80 Olympic team to remember that, to know what that meant, right? So that for me has always been a pride thing, and I've always enjoyed the Olympics. I actually don't mind seeing the college kids going this year if they go, because, right, if the college kids or the AHL or the junior kids go, I think that's great, because if those kids get stuck in China, I mean, other than their immediate families, what else is it going to affect? You know what I mean? But let's say, for example, Demko goes over there,
Yeah.
and he gets COVID, and then the Chinese government holds him for 8 weeks. You know, is that fair to who's that fair to? And the Chinese government has said, we're going to put you in a minimum 3-week quarantine, and we're going to hold you for as long as we think we need to. Well, that's huge to me, the way that's coming out, and we're not even touching the political side of this. And unfortunately, there is a huge political side to this that even raises it up to another level.
I don't think we need to talk about the political side, because it is going to be a waste of time, and really not everyone is going to agree with what any of us have to say.
Oh, I mean, that's absolutely, no one agrees with what I say anyway. So,
Me either.
Um,
Don't.
yeah, we've learned that already. You know what's really fun is when you write an article, someone tells you how wrong you are, and then in telling you how wrong you are, prove your point.
That was really amusing.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it, right? Kevin, thanks so much for joining us today on the show, man.
No problem.
Right?
Welcome.
I don't want to keep you too long. And just give you a round. Anybody else got any questions for Kevin while we got him here?
Do you think that the team is going to come back from this break just as hot with Boudreaux?
Yes, as long as the team's healthy, which they are, they practice. Because I've been watching videos on YouTube, Facebook, everything on social media. The team's happy. So as long as they rest, come back energized, they can come back with I know 6 game. I mean, maybe 7, 8, 10 game win streak, 12. Who knows? But they're playing really hot right now. It's incredible on the Bruce. With the success in Washington, Anaheim, Minnesota. Of course, he hasn't won the big championship, the Stanley Cup. Hopefully, he can do it in Vancouver. Could it happen? Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen in the future? But I just want the team to make the playoffs, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think for him to do that, though, he's going to need more than. I don't think it's going to be one of those they hire a new coach and win the cup. I don't think he's got.
No.
I just don't feel like they got the talent, and I also don't feel like they match up against the Central Division.
Not yet.
There's not a. Say again.
Not yet. No, the Canucks defense ain't strong enough.
Yeah.
Their offense is
I don't.
pretty good with the defense.
Yeah, I don't see a team that they match up with positively in the Central. I think Minnesota is stronger on defense and goal. I think Colorado just got them in all three categories. St. Louis, I think, is a better offensive team. I think goaltending is even, and I give a slight edge to St. Louis in defense. Slight edge. I mean, it's almost even, but offensively, St. Louis has got Vancouver beat. You look at Nashville. I think Nashville's got them beaten in two or three categories. Dallas is one that I think that they could have a chance against, and Winnipeg, I think they could have a chance against. However, it all depends on what those teams do. But if those teams make the playoffs, then at that point, I would say no.
Yeah, you're correct. Definitely. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, someone's talking about the Tarasenko thing I put out. You know, everybody's kind of on Tarasenko right now. I just released an article today about Tarasenko and what I call the Spetsnaz line, the Russian special forces between Bushnevich, with Bushnevich and Barbashev, and how well they've come together, and how that line came together when, in all actuality, very, very few people thought that those three could play together, right? And have you had a chance to watch that, Kevin?
Yes, I have. I've been watching 2 weeks of every game highlights on ESPN, which is a 3-minute clip, and St. Louis is an incredible team with that line. I'm surprised Seattle didn't pick up Vladimir Tarasenko in the NHL expansion draft, but hey, that's a loss. I mean, that's incredible, St. Louis, how they could turn around this season with the chemistry.
Well, I actually put that in the article today. I think that was a I don't think that was. I think everybody made too much out of that. I think that was a calculated risk. I think word got out that Seattle was not going to do what Vegas did, and they were going to draft young NHL or NHL ready talent. And in doing that, if you left Barbashev unprotected and Dunn, I think they go for Barbashev instead of Dunn. Well, you go ahead and use this trade information to quote unquote unprotect Tarasenko, when in all actuality they were never going to go for Tarasenko to begin with, because they wanted young. They didn't want that salary. They wanted young. In doing that, it really set the Blues up. Dunn goes, you keep Barbashev, you have you get Bushnevich in, and then you have Tarasenko, who has a renewed dedication to the game now that he's healed. So I'm giving it. I think that Armstrong really played his hand perfectly in this one. Anybody agree, disagree?
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Right. So, I mean, that's kind of what I saw. You know, I know hindsight's 20/20, but when you look at this, when you sit back and you look at everything, all this stuff, and also, a lot of people forget there were a lot of big names that got left unprotected, right? Ovechkin got left unprotected. Okay. Not only did Ovechkin get left unprotected, Carey Price got left unprotected. Anybody that was a free agent this year basically got left unprotected. You know, and while Tarasenko didn't fall into that free agent mark, he had that $7.5 million or $6.5 million salary. I think it's $7. And Seattle didn't want that. And they weren't going to go for that. I think the biggest contracts they have, the two biggest contracts they have, if I'm right, are Grubauer and Schwartz.
Correct. Those two players.
Right? For me, the only issue I have is with Schwartz. I don't think that the Seattle should have been allowed to take Dunn. I think they should have had to give Dunn back. And the reason I say that is now they had this little period where they could negotiate with players ahead of everybody else, free agents. The rule was if they took a free agent, that was that team's draft pick, and then you didn't draft anybody. Well, what they did is they talked and basically had an agreement in kind with Schwartz. Takes Dunn. They don't sign him in that free agent opening. Takes Dunn, and then 45 minutes after free agency opens, they sign Schwartz and submit the contract. Tell me that contract wasn't done in a period when they didn't have the opportunity to do it. You know, that contract was done. It was set. I really felt like, however, in hindsight, I'm glad it didn't, because bringing Dunn in here means we may not have had somebody else that we have that's fitting in very nicely.
Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, I think I was a little bit more upset about it when it happened, but now that the season has progressed, they can have Dunn, they can have Schwartz. We're good.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see the Christmas commercial that the guys put out?
Yeah, that was super cute.
Yeah, I meant to play it today, but I was running late, so I didn't get to show it up. Mm-hmm. If you go on St. Louis Blues Twitter, they have O'Reilly, Tarasenko, Parayko, and Shen. Now, when I first looked at it, I didn't realize it was Shen. I thought it was Schwartz. Right? Shen and Schwartz look almost exactly the same. Oh, yeah, well, Rob Morton says not the first time it happened, not the last. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. But they look the same. So they're firing pucks at Bell, so it does the jingle bell thing or whatever it was. It was really, really pretty cool. Again, Kevin, thank you so much. Thanks for coming and joining us. Really appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys bringing me into Coast to Coast and letting me be a part of that group and being affiliated to it. I really appreciate it.
No problem. It was a pleasure.
Okay, thanks, Kevin.
Again next time.
Oh, we'll talk to you again. Thanks so much for coming on. We'll see you later. Bye, Kev. Okay, now we're going to get more into the Blues themselves. What I want to get into with you guys is how do you think this pause affects the Blues? One thing that I haven't heard, we had a couple of guys that were on injured reserve that needed to meet the games cap to come in. Well, now those games are gone. Do they still meet? Do they have to meet the games cap or just the time? You know what I mean? Do we get them back right away? Do we wait a little bit? I really. Shockley goes, now let's talk crap on Vancouver. I appreciate that. That's funny. No, this is, for me, my question is, what do you feel is going to happen on the 27th? How are things going to shake out? I'll start with Ashley on that one.
Honestly, I'm hoping that they just, let us have those days because, they've had more of a time to heal. So just because we didn't play the game, like I think Perron had, I think he met games. He didn't meet days. So he should meet both now.
Okay.
And he would be the only one, I think, because Neil got hurt again. So, on that list, I'm pretty sure we'll be good to go. But where my concern is if everybody's healthy then, those few days were all they needed, who goes back down? I mean, I know we've already recalled Costin and sent Torpacino, or I can't say his name.
Yeah.
That one. And Pekka.
Or Pekka, that's right, Pekka.
It was Pekka down. So who else is going to go down, when we get Perron, when we get, Thomas.
The Thunder Blues are going to end up going down. I mean, to me, I can't see them not. And Anna, you just brought up something in the private chat that I want to bring up, and I think it's a hell of a point. She brought up that maybe the hardcore fans of the fans want a goalie controversy, and that's why you're seeing all the stuff about Bennington, Husso, and Lindgren coming up. Tell us more about that, Anna.
Well, I honestly feel like some fans, like the hardcore fans that you mentioned, they're putting Lindgren on a pedestal. It's almost making me feel like it is the San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo situation when he won the final 5 starts of 2016 after Colin Kaepernick controversy, and they signed to a huge contract. They thought he was going to be the face of the franchise and all that. But in my opinion, he's not. And I feel like we should definitely give Lindgren some more time because I don't think he has played for an NHL team before.
Yeah, he played for the Canadiens. He was a backup to Carey Price.
Montreal.
Okay, but I meant like as a starter.
No, he's always been in backup capacity.
Oh, I
And
see. Yeah, and that's why I'm having my doubts. I'm just like wait and see.
I don't think that the
Um,
controversy is between him and Bennington. I believe the controversy is, should we let Huso stay and bring Lindgren back down, or should we send Huso down and keep Lindgren? Or my favorite is, I want to trade Huso because his contract's up and he's due a raise.
I'm
well,
right
I feel
now.
like. Go ahead, guy.
No, no, you go ahead, Anna. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Like I feel like Huso, he still needs time to be developed by the team.
Who's to me? Huso's time with the Blues is over. To be honest, right? I think the way he's playing, I see with Lindgren right now. Lindgren makes Huso, because think about this: if you're Team B, right, and you need a goalie, you need a solid goalie. You need somebody that you can work with, that can possibly be a starter. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Lindgren, who's 28, 29 right now, right? Then you got Huso. I think Huso's 26, 25 or 26. He's right at that period where he would be an unrestricted free agent, right? I know he's an unrestricted free agent coming up. He's not restricted
26.
anymore. 26. So with that, if you're that team, you know what? I'd take the flyer on Huso, because I've seen what Huso can do. I've seen him back up, and I know that he's got less. He's got it, it's coming. It was coming. It was due. We saw it, right? We saw it coming. That's where I take the flyer on. I don't take the flyer on Lindgren because, okay, he was with Montreal. He didn't go anywhere. Okay, if you want to use the excuse Montreal had Price, okay, but you know what? Now you have Allen, and he's still not going anywhere, and Allen's not being the hottest. And then Lindgren wasn't even the starter with the Thunderbirds. He was the backup to, and I can't think of it now. Hoffer, right? He was backing up Hoffer. So when you at that point, something's got to give, you know. I just think, yeah, and then you have Hoffer and Ellis.
Can I say something to Chris Lambert? I'm going to answer his question. Huso is on the IR right now with a lower body injury, but basically, some fans, especially like on Facebook and Blues Twitter, they're giving him a hard time.
He's skating now.
About it.
Yeah, he's on IR, but he is skating. He has been skating. He was on the ice today, right? He was on the ice today.
He asked me what's going on with Huso, so I thought I answered that.
No, I got you. I'm sorry. I just think that when it comes down to it, if I'm Team B, if I'm the other team in this equation, depending on what you're asking me to give up, I'm asking for Huso. I'm not asking for Lindgren, right? And that's what I think. And the other thing is, you can't either Lindgren or Huso. If you got sent either one of them down, they got to be placed on waivers. And if you got to place them on waivers, I think they're going to get snapped up.
I don't think Lindgren has to go through waivers because he hasn't played 10 games yet, but I don't know if they're counting him dressing as a backup as a game he plays.
No, but he has time with not just this season; it's overall, and he has time with he has time in the minors with Montreal. The only reason that I think you could send Lindgren down without that is that he was an emergency call-up.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Emergency call-up gets 10 games.
Okay.
So he's played 5. I don't know if they consider him being a backup capacity as.
No, he has to actually play.
Okay.
He has to actually play.
So then, for now, Lindgren is still okay, but my whole thought process on it, and maybe I'm just thinking too much into it, but with Huso's contract up, he's due a raise. We have 2 great prospects coming up. So honestly, if Lindgren can play that backup capacity while they're still getting their bearings, it's a cheaper deal for the Blues.
I agree.
And I mean, yeah, he's 28 years old. He's probably never going to be a starter anywhere, but if he can be a competent backup, at least while, the younger guys are getting their feet wet, learning, the ropes, it would be a beneficial situation.
The only reason why I'm
can I say something?
Go ahead.
I can't stand your red hat. Why are you wearing it?
Because I was getting crap for having a Cardinal shirt on.
Okay, his red hat is just fine. What is up with people just hating on the red hat? I'm going to buy a red hat now.
Don't buy me a red hat.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get you one for Christmas.
Yeah, for me, the red, I see the red so differently than everybody else does, right? And I've talked about this. To me, the red is St. Louis. That is, there's nothing else that symbolizes the city of St. Louis more than that red. You look at that flag, and what is it? It is a red background with two rivers converging, right? And with the French in there. The red is St. Louis. That's what it is. And I don't know why that color was there in the flag originally. I'd have to look it up. But for me, well, yeah, okay, Marianne, the arch.
Who are you talking to, Chris Shockey? The red background flag you mentioned, is fighting.
Oh yeah, and I gotta find out. He's talking. He's slamming me. Shockey's always slamming me. Trust me.
Okay, I thought he was talking to me. If he was talking to me, I already converted, so there's no need to worry about that.
No, he's definitely slamming on me. Absolutely. I'm actually okay with the pause, and I was right away. Now you guys know that I have not, up until this moment, I've never been happy with any pauses. Never been happy with games getting canceled. I didn't think it was right, even when they did it last season. But this pause makes sense to me. And I've been reading some of the news on Omicron, and there's actually something going on that a lot of people are missing. While this Omicron is flying through the world, it's not the hospital rates are up, but the death rates are down. This is that.
And today there was the first confirmed case of Omicron death in the U.S.
But
I don't know if you guys saw it before the show.
No, I didn't see it. But what I was looking at was this is that herd immunity we've been waiting for, right? We needed this. We needed this to get to that point where it just slept through everybody. So where now they're saying that people that have had it or are inoculated, or it's hitting them like the cold, and it's gone. 2-3 days and they're gone. So for the most part,
the mental effects could still be there because I've gone through it knowing people who got severely affected because they have pre-existing mental health issues. I hope you don't get it, Guy.
Oh no, I'm vaccinated and I haven't got it, and I hope I don't get it too. But I just think that right now it's. I think that what's happening is we're seeing the herd immunity effect come into play, right? At some point, this virus was going to take it to a place where, and everyone acts like this is new. SARS has been around since 2001, right? Remember, maybe you guys remember this, maybe you don't. Right after the terrorist attack on the U.S. in 2001, SARS came out and hit Canada really hard, and Singapore and areas like in Asia, right, came in really hard.
But in Asia,
you heard about it.
They wore masks, so
yeah, you heard about it you heard about SARS for about 2 weeks, and then you didn't hear anything else about it, except in maybe Canada and the Asia area where I was. So we heard a little more about it. But as far as mainstream news, it was gone.
Wait, where were you?
During that period, I was in an area that, let's just say I was part of operations in that area, and that's all I can say.
Okay. Actually, I do want to correct you, though. SARS was first reported in February of 2003.
2003?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There wasn't something about it in 2001?
Nope.
Okay, because I remember back in 2000. Well, there was something that came out in 2001 that was.
That was when they were like doing anthrax scares, but SARS didn't come out until 2003.
I thought SARS might have been in there too.
No, I was in high school still, so I remember it because a friend of mine thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at Chris Lambert's comment.
Yeah, Chris, I was somewhere in that area, but not in that area. I'll say that. And we were getting the news about it because of where we were. We appreciate that, Anna. So let's we're going to kind of wrap this up here really quick. Good show tonight. So this is going to be the last show of the season. We will come back on the 27th for the Blues. Then we might come back on the 26th, depending. We'll kind of see. We'll. Yeah, I got that shot too. I hated it, man. I absolutely hated it. I got my arm swelled up like I had a baseball in my arm. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, and then you're walking around and guys see that baseball. Yeah. Yeah, they would pop it, and they knew it hurt. Yeah, it was fun. I got something. So I'm working on my stand-up routine, and then now that I got a joke that I want to tell you. I want to run it by you guys first, and see what you guys think before, because I think I'm not going to do it tonight, but I think I'm going to do it next Tuesday. Oh, that's right. We got to talk about that real quick. Let me get into that.
We're doing open fan.
Say again.
We're doing open fan. I thought we were going to answer their questions.
Oh, we are. I'm trying to get to them all.
Okay, I
Chris
saw Santa
Shockley.
Claus as well. Morning.
Yeah. Chris Shockley put a post in the Hawaii STL Blues Fan Clan. Oh man, it's still in 2023. I don't know the exact dates. USA wounded hockey or the sled hockey, the blind hockey, warrior hockey, and one other one are going to have a major tournament at Centene. Right? The Blues Warriors and the Blues blind hockey, they're going to host that team out. They're going to host that tournament at Centene in 2023. I think it's really great.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is. And to think about this, that organization's barely a year old, right? They started in the middle of COVID, right? In July of 2020. They're a year and a half old, and they're already at their maximum 100 players. They have they're rolling guys in as what do you call it? Standbys, right? Waiting list. It's really an amazing thing what they've done. And then the blind hockey, the other, what USA Hockey has done in this area and this is truly what hockey for everyone, right? The only thing I will say is there is one player on the blind hockey team that doesn't belong in the hockey for everyone. And I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to talk about what happened, but he put a post out there that should have absolutely, after the Blues, he put an anti-homosexual post out. And this was after he was holding the rainbow flag for hockey is for everyone. And that to me just really ticked me off. You know, how can you sit there?
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so that's that. So here's the joke real quick. We'll get into that.
Let me get Earl's comment up first. There.
Yep, Earl, it does. And it was sled hockey. That's what I couldn't. Sled hockey and the Paralympic team. The Paralympic gold medal team, yeah. That's what the other one I couldn't come up with. My joke is, you know what? You think now that kids got great toys to play with? You should know what some of the toys I had to play with. We had the Slinky. Hey, do you want to come over and see my Slinky? You want to play with my Slinky? And then we had the jingle. Now, come on. This was the jingle on TV. Slinky, Slinky, what a wonderful toy. Slinky, Slinky, it's fun for girls and boys. The Slinky was a lot of fun for girls and boys back then. And I think it fell on deaf ears.
I mean, I know what the Slinky is, but it's not like it's not around anymore. My kids want one.
It is around.
I know.
We still make them.
Yeah, I know. My kids want one.
Yeah, but it's not like this. You don't have the commercial like we had, right?
I had that commercial. I know the jingle.
Well, I don't recall it. I don't know if it's like before my time. Was it?
I think it was a little bit before your time, honey.
Yeah, Slinky was before my time.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, now I feel like.
Oh my goodness! I got a metal one from Duluth Trading a few years ago.
Yeah, I had the same. I had the same thought, Earl. I mean, I had like my theory about what Guy was trying to be funny about, but I don't want to say it.
Well,
no,
Earl is
yeah,
actually a
exactly
good
right.
friend of Guy's. They went to school together.
High school
so
together, yeah.
Earl gives Guy a lot of trouble.
Out of grief. See, I screwed the joke up. What I should have said, you guys had Netflix and chill. We had the Slinky.
Oh.
That's where
That
I
would
screwed
have
the
made
joke
it
up.
better, but
Yeah, that would have made it better.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't think that would have been as much fun.
Yeah, well, I gotta get. I'm trying. Hey,
Yeah,
I'm trying.
you're-
It's making it makes the show
Not
more
that
fun.
funny, at least not right now.
Yeah. Guys, thanks so much for showing up last minute like this. It's fun to do a show like that with everything going on, and I really appreciate it. Anna, enjoy your time in Hawaii. I hope
Thank
I can.
you. I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, I hope I can make it happen. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Not anymore. I don't know.
Not anymore. I don't
Oh.
notice Guy. Get it? I don't notice Guy. I suck too.
Oh my goodness.
Earl, that made me laugh more than Guy's joke.
Yeah, Guy is not
Everything
funny.
makes you laugh more than my jokes.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, bud.
It is what it is. Way to go, Jake. Will you be coming back? I'm not sure what he's saying there. I need the Brad Pond translator.
I'm not really sure where Jake comes into play. I mean, it makes perfect sense, but I don't know.
I think he might be asking Anna when she's coming back to the St. Louis area.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
I don't know when I'm going to come back, because I'm not at home right now. But hopefully sometime soon, like in the next 3 months.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of fun having you guys on. Thanks so much. We'll look at a show on the 26th. That would be a 8:00 show. If we don't do one on the 26th, we'll do one on the 27th, the pregame show, and we'll go from there. Thanks for checking out the article. I'll let you guys say it was before we go what you thought of the article. I know you both read it, so you're probably the only two people that read it. But
Well, I sent a copy to Chris Lambert while he asked about it.
Yeah.
Thought it was a good article. I helped edit that article, by the way.
yep,
Just
I sent it to her and she helped me
Guy
out.
to give me credit because I don't want him taking credit away from me.
Oh no, I'm not taking credit away from you. Right? I said
yeah,
it.
sometimes you do that
No,
without
I
knowing.
don't mean to. I don't mean to. So just be aware of that. That's just the way it is sometimes, and I don't mean to be like that, and I don't mean to take credit from anybody. I try and share the show. Ashley, what you got for us?
I really liked the article. I thought that you painted the picture really well of all the things that had happened over the summer with Hoffman and with Schwartz going elsewhere and with the signings and how we got, where we are now. I thought you did a very good job.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, guys, thank you. Have a great night. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, for Anna Q from Gametime and Ashley Slapshot Jones saying aloha, mahalo, and we'll see you on the next Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha.